the button. You hit the button. You hit the button. You hit the button. You got what I need. Hit the button. Yep.
Yo, what it do, what it is, your boy J Moore, man. I'm here, man. We live. We gonna send this invite real quick to my guy, Craig Jackson. Yo, what's good, Craig? What's good, everybody? Yo, just give me a second real quick. I want to pour myself some water. I've been scrambling like crazy all morning. What's good, Classic Tunes? So, fudge. I've been scrambling all day, and damn, I just really want to say it's an honor, and yo, if you could just give me like 2 seconds, bro, cause I forgot to do one thing. Yo, Craig, I'm gonna go back live in like 1 minute. Literally, what I gotta do is gonna take me less than a minute. I'm actually not gonna end the live. I'm gonna just step out and then come right back in. I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna step out from this live and see if it hold it down, because sometimes it does that. It will hold it down. I just want to do this one thing, and I apologize, bro. I've been, like I said, I've been running around doing stuff that I had to do for this show, and yeah. So let me just try to do this real quick. Nah, yeah, I know, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate your patience and everything. Let me just try to do this one thing real quick. Yo, again, I apologize. This is definitely my bad. I honestly tell you what happened was I did everything, but I forgot to send the questions to myself. So, anyways, again, I truly, deeply apologize. I appreciate everybody for the patience. What it do, what it is, your boy J Moore, man. I'm here with Craig Jackson. I resent him the invite. So I'm here with Craig Jackson. So welcome to the Tales of Two Hoods. Today's show is brought to you by Urban Prophet Society. It's sponsored by Nia Robe and Clothing Line and Jay Morrow. And today we're gonna be talking with Craig Jackson. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna be talking with Craig Jackson. And also I just wanna say, yo, what's good, Craig?
Yo,
Yo, I
we
appreciate
on.
yeah, man, I appreciate your patience, bro.
You on
Heck
me.
It was hectic, but yo, I want to do what I said. You know what I told you. You know, I want to tell everybody, man. Yo, it was really sad what happened to PD and Rock. You know, RIP. You know,
Man, that's crazy.
um, that shit is really unbelievable. I'm
That shit was
sad.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm saddened and I'm lost for words. My favorite song from him personally is "No Time." That's the most song that I could relate to. Of course,
Man.
everybody could be selfish. You know, we all selfish. But
God,
I really
that's
think that
crazy.
I think that shit was crazy. It was unexpected, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are hurting from that.
Man, let me tell you. It's crazy only because like it seems like that's becoming the culture of the genre.
Yeah,
Like
the genre.
like
Yeah,
I saw this list in the last few years of all the homies we lost, from like Nipsey and like Pop. It's crazy.
it is, bro.
It's really
Honestly,
crazy.
it's crazy, man. I am like I'm like I'm not gonna say like not gonna say I'm not surprised or surprised. It's just like, I'm pretty sure we saw billions of videos of other artists saying when you go to LA. I just seen the video, matter of fact, with him saying, "Yo, don't go over there if you don't have security." You know what I mean? If you don't have a team that's willing to protect you, or whatever the case is. But to each his own.
Yeah.
My condolences to his family, and but yeah, to change the subject, I didn't really want it to dwell in that. I just wanted, everybody to know, like, the Tales of Two Hoods, Craig Jackson, like we
Yeah.
are grieving in our own way. Like, we didn't know the cat personally, but you know what I
Uh,
mean? It just hurts to see another artist pass away from gun violence. That was
that's what I'm
just,
saying.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah, man.
yeah.
It's a lot of envy. It's a lot of unwanted fire out here. Unwanted. And that's just yeah, it's all about community, man. It's yeah, we everybody feel whether you're how familiar you are with whatever artist or not, but when you hear about, you know, this shit, it's usually on some, it's just uncalled for. I think, like just to, just be honest, like if you know anything about, the story, like dealing with even somebody brought up the issue with the location and all that. I'm just like, there's like there's a lot of shit to think about. You gotta be careful how you step with people. And I even I read this meme. You gotta be careful being happy around unhappy people, and that's kind of what that is. Like, you can't go everywhere as yourself all the time. You know what I mean? You have to adjust to levels and all that shit. It's crazy, man.
Nah, yeah, it's just a lot. And it's just becoming too many artists. It's like becoming like the new normal, and I don't think that's cool. You feel me? But yo, everybody, we got Craig Jackson here, y'all. Give the man a round of applause, man. Give that man a round of applause, man. Let's
Thanks for
get to
having me.
this, man. I appreciate you for coming on the show and answering these questions and vibing out with us, man.
Yo, thank you. Thanks for having me once again. I know we've been planning this for a few months, man. So it's good to it's good to finally vibe out, man. You already know. Man. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, man. So before we get this started, just let the people who don't know, like the followers that are not from your page, basically, that are jumping in, like let everybody know who you are. And yo, my guy plays the saxophone. I had to throw that in there. My guy be getting busy, you heard? But yo, let them know.
Yo, thanks, man. But yeah, I'm just a country ass nigga from Dayton, Ohio. From the Midwest. I'm a composer, and saxophonist. I also I play all the woodwinds, but I'm mostly I'm going in the direction of being a composer. I'm working with a lot of vocalists lately and rappers, and I'm writing people's lyrics and shit. But I'm
Hey,
also I'm a band leader too. I got a band page at Seventh Note Official. You can find the link in my bio at Craig Jackson 99. But
alright.
yeah, thanks for the homies at the Tale of Two Hoods for having me today. This is gonna be crazy.
Nah,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
man. So I got you, yo. Who or what inspires you to be the best version of you and your music?
man, that's a very broad question. Only because like I have to start here. Really, I started music because of my father. My dad played before he went into the military.
Mm.
He didn't play while I was growing up. My dad's in his 60s now. But just being around my dad and talking to him, I just wanted to pick up something he did, and it sounded cool too. And on top of that, like there was a school where I was who had his old music teacher, and so I was
Yo,
like,
that's fire. That's fire.
yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick this up and see how it goes. My dad played bass, piano, tenor sax, and he was a full range vocalist. So I was like, I'm gonna pick up the sax. I went to school the next year. They didn't have a tenor sax, but they had an alto. So I started on alto, And then it wasn't until years later in high school that I picked up tenor, as well as like clarinet and flute and all that. All the instruments are kind of the same, so you could kind of like learn them all. You just have to learn, like the breath and all that shit. But I did that, and then as far as my influences, these days, I mean, it changes as you grow your influences because you find new people. But
To inspire you,
yeah, like because like these days, like I'm not playing any one genre. I'm playing hip hop. I'm playing jazz. I play classical music. I've headlined Carnegie Hall when I was 16 as a classical player. I played Dominican music, Glorias. I played merengue, bachata. I played. Man, let me tell you, man. Kalo K, shout out anybody from DR. You already know. And that's another thing because of the music that I play. Like it's also the culture that I kind of grew up around. So in Dayton, Ohio, I actually had a lot of homies that were from Mexico and Dominican Republic. So on top of like I took up Spanish quite a bit just being around them. On top you learn it in school, but I had homies. I just hung around, man. I just hung around, man, and it's crazy. But the music is just really. Man, there's so many directions I've gone with music and where I'm trying to go. Right now, I'm in the middle of I'm working with this drummer named Charles Haynes, and I'm writing for him and another trumpeter named Marquise Hill. If anybody's familiar with Marquise Hill, he's a very, very esteemed trumpeter. Charles Haynes, he's worked with a few heads like EJ Strickland. And also Lady Gaga, he's worked with her. I know that's a big household name right there. But he's mad chill. He's also a producer, so shout out to him. He's a mad mix engineer. He's actually helping me curate my one of my singles coming up next year called "Woman of My Forever After," featuring Jasmine Horn. She's a 3-time Grammy nominated vocalist. And these are all cats, in the jazz scene.
Hola. That's the
you already know,
moment, bro. That when I say hola, bro, that's like good. That's like high. That's like beautiful.
Yo.
That's like, you know what I mean? Hola.
Yo, thanks.
Like, you welcome me greatness. You feel me?
Yep. Yo, thanks, brother.
That's beautiful,
seriously,
bro.
Thanks, man.
Yo, so I mean, you kind of answered my question. Like, I was gonna ask you, like, what made you do jazz, but you basically said it was your dad. You know what I mean? As you growing up, watching him grow up. So that's dope. So everybody basically knows, jazz origin is originated in South. So how has New York influenced your sound?
Oh man, New York, man. New York is like, I don't even know where to start. Every time I'm in the city, first of all, I'm overwhelmed. It's like it's so much to do. There's so many people to meet. People I've never even like New York got those motherfuckers that are like, man, I can't even believe you're real. And shout out to all the beautiful women, of course. That's self-explanatory. But like just the culture, like the vibe, like I don't even know where to start. But the music is always more intense in New York. New York makes you play music how you have to deal with your situation, your current situation. It brings out an emotion because it's like with New York, you can't not be in the vibe and be like on the go. You like keeping up. It's something there's something that's very focusing about New York. Every time I'm there, I can't explain it, but the music is always it's always more intense when I'm playing there, and I love it. It's even when I'm coming with my band, and I'm like we're playing in one of those big ass New York audiences because everybody is everywhere every night. The energy of the audience only in this city brings out a different even way of playing for my band and me personally. Like when I'm on stage, like just trying to like when we're getting started, we kicking up. I'm just like, it's crazy. Like it's just like the moments before you start playing, you're like, man, we in New York. First of all, you don't know who listening to you, and it's like, I think that's also, but it's not just the fact that you're saying that. That's real. Because like this is the city that shit is made from. You know, you have all the stories coming through here, and it's and I don't want to sound like I'm not from there. Like it's like because like I realize like so much shit happens. Just like New York is just like an overall mecca of dreams, man. And that's like no cliche, but it's just like that's the shit that happens in that city, man. It's magical, bro.
Yo, let me
So
just say,
the
bro.
music is definitely elevated, you know.
Nah, yeah, bro. I was gonna say, bro. I watched your YouTube video. There's one that you playing with the band, and it starts off with the drummer. You know, I don't know the name of the video, but if you know your videos, you know which one I'm
Yeah.
talking about. It starts with
Yep.
the drummer, and then
Yep.
you got the leather jacket on with the strap,
Oh,
got
you
the
talk.
strap jacket on. You feel
Yeah.
me? So
Yep.
what I was gonna say about that was like for anybody who's watching who don't like jazz, but for some reason you're still watching this live or you watch it later. Let me tell y'all, if y'all ever watched that Disney movie Soul, it's like when I watched that, when I was watching I perform, because I watch a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Disney movies with my daughters and shit, honestly, bro. So it
Mm-hmm.
was just like it brought me to the moment when that character had to try out. You know, I'm not
Yep.
getting into the movie so much, but it was just the moment where he had to try out, you know what I mean?
Yep.
To play
Mm-hmm.
with that lady at the
Yep.
club. And what I had to say about that moment, it was like it's literally the same thing. Not for every jazz group, but it was like they kind of got the general standard of how jazz runs and how each individual instrument and each person got their own swag and how
Yep.
like everybody's playing a different tune and they in their own world. They get like lost in it, but
Yep.
everybody finds a way to like come together and make it
It's a
sound like
form. Yep.
one band, one sound on some Dr. Lee, you know,
Yeah, but
what's that
it's
movie?
actually funny.
Drumline.
Yeah, but it's actually
Yeah.
funny you mentioned that movie. The movie Soul. So the saxophonist on there is actually she. Her name is Tia Fuller. The woman
Mm,
actually playing saxophone behind the character, and the character's name in the movie, the woman you're talking about, is called Dorothea Williams. And
mm.
so Tia Fuller is actually my professor at Berklee College of Music. I studied with her
That's fire.
for about 4 years, and she was telling us about that whole process of recording for that. And on top of that, she's been a huge vessel for women, especially black women, women of color, in the music scene, in the jazz scene, because like everything else, everything's male dominated, bro. So it's like our sisters are always having to look for more ways to represent themselves, and that's just facts.
Word
I'm
up, son.
definitely a bro, but I'm definitely a feminist. I stand behind queens like 200% because there's just a lot there, and a lot of knowledge they have, and a lot of respect that's missing that just needs to be channeled for them. You know, it's
That's true.
and being under Tia Fuller, especially being her student and also getting a taste of what she's going through with her personal life. Every good teacher will give you the real shit. They give
Yeah.
you a mix. They give you a mix of um, what they're going through personally and how to relate it to real life and business situations dealing with being an adult and having to wake up every fucking day worrying about this dumbass shit we call money. So it's like just learning how to handle humanity. And from her perspective, like a complete queen. She's also the ex saxophonist for Beyonce. Um, she did um, she did one of Beyonce's one of Beyonce's biggest world tours. Like she's phenomenal. She's worked with
That's
like she's
yeah,
worked with Ralph
bro.
Peterson. Ralph Peterson is actually a mutual mentor of both of ours. She came up under Ralph Peterson as well. I did too. She was on one of Ralph's um, quintet records. I myself was on one of Ralph Peterson's big band records. He was one of
Clap it up for
thank you,
everybody.
bro.
It's for
On me,
everybody,
on me,
bro.
on me.
Yo,
Thank you
that
so
shit
much.
dope, bro. That's
But
dope shit.
Thank you, man. Seriously, it's the whole ride has been a huge blessing. The people I keep meeting, like yourself, it's just like building the circle and trying to connect everything with what I've done with what I'm trying to do later. It's but everything is just a full circle, bro.
Nah,
But
that's fire, bro.
yeah, man.
Yo,
Seriously.
so now I see that you got a tour, and it's not a tour, but it's a tour going on. How's it
Yep.
going? I know your
Oh
last
man,
show is in Harvard at the Black Eyed Sally on October 19th. So if anybody want
Connecticut,
to go, in
Connecticut.
Connecticut, if anybody
Yeah,
want
I
to
just
go,
we
touch
just
down
hit
on them.
Nashville and San Francisco. I just got back from San Francisco this week. Nashville was last Friday. And then our hit
Fire.
in San Francisco was Wednesday night, and it was crazy. Both crowds. Shout out to my homie Josh Cook and Rodney Ruckus for leading both of those. My homie Josh Cook is in Nashville, and my homie Rodney Ruckus is actually based in Florida, between Sarasota and Miami. But he's doing his the hit in San Francisco was actually on his show, the Ruckus Late Night Tour Artist Tour. Go to his page, Ruckus. Go to the Ruckus official, and you'll find his whole setup, man. But he's been a killing brother to work with over the last almost 2 years now. Me and Rodney also met. We met after we actually lost Ralph Peterson last year. Um,
Damn.
and yeah, so Rodney came up at Berkeley under Ralph as well. And so we met at the funeral, and he's just been a brother and a huge mentor. Like just putting me on to, like, how to move as a musician, and trying to be connected with the things you're trying to do.
How to balance yourself and
How to
everything.
balance yourself. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
seriously.
because sometimes you can have a great show, and it could, just like a comedian. You could be the greatest comedian, and you can have a great show, and you get on the stage, and there's always a heckler or somebody that just got something to say for whatever reason they feel like they gotta say it, and us as entertainers, we just gotta know how to like roll with the punches and let that shit like brush off for you. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Like, and smile while we're doing it,
bro.
and thank them for what they said, and genuinely mean it and shit, without them be like, "Oh, buddy, you being sarcastic, buddy." Like,
Right, right. Even though you want to be, all you want to be sarcastic.
but it's like, damn, man, I'm trying to be as polite as you, because I don't know what your niche is. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you're here like critiquing me, and I love critiquement and construction criticism all the time, bro. I don't like yes men, like, or yes people. Let's just say, if I'm chilling with my friends, which I don't really chill with nobody no more, but when I first started making music and writing and shit, I'd be like, yo, this is fire, bro. Yo, hear these bars. But like after a while, it was just more like, I don't even care if you think they're fire or not. Like once I felt
Yeah,
confident in me to like put it out there, I said I'm gonna put it out there and see what people like. And then I started getting good feedback, and the same feedback that I just told you about. So that's why I basically asked you that question, because sometimes there's a lot to handle, especially
mhm.
with like that. You trying to tour, and you trying to keep your mind right. Then you got family issues. Then you got
Man,
this and over here. Then you got
telling you.
something over here. So then that's why it's good to have a bunch of mentors, because they teach you how to, like. That's what I mean by balance. They teach you how to run the whole circle and just
Yeah.
be like you just chilling. Like if you mastered karate, basically.
Oh man, it's like grounding. It's also like one of the biggest reasons why I'm glad I had people that are still in my life from kindergarten. I
That's
got
dope.
all of my I got some, I definitely have like a lot of new homies, a lot of new people that I know, a lot of new colleagues, I would say. Um, but I just anything to keep me grounded with like what I knew before. One thing I always say to myself is that I always want to keep that feeling of how I used to feel as a kid. No
Yeah,
matter no matter like what I'm doing or how difficult
how you
life is
doing
getting.
it? Yeah,
Yeah, like
that's
it's just
fire,
getting
bro.
harder. I'm 23. I just turned 23 in like June. So like
That's
this whole
fire,
adulting
bro.
shit, is still very new. That's just facts.
Yo,
Like
so my bad. This shit
yep.
got me bugging on me.
Man, hey, bro, hey, give it back now. Give it back to God. Take your
Yo,
time, doc.
how was your experience playing at Ruby Jazz Club?
Man, that was Rudy's in Nashville. Whoa, first of all, Nashville. I
Yeah,
San Francisco and Nashville, I've never been. So it was all crazy. And Rudy's was amazing, man. Like the crowd was very receptive. Everybody was vibing. Nashville is just crazy. First of all, Broadway. Broadway, if you ever get a chance to go to Nashville, go to Broadway Street, you'll have like 20 venues,
that's
20 different
crazy.
bands at the same time. At the
That's
same
dope.
time. It's music. It's just music all across the street. You can't go
That's
nowhere there's
fire,
not music.
bro.
It's crazy. You got DJ sets, you got country singers, indie singers. I'm like, bro, what? You got blues, it's jazz. I mean, it's whatever you want it. It's whatever you want it to be. And also shout out to the homies that took care of me down there. Gay Feldman, Chunka, Amari Khan. Look them up. They're great artists. Actually,
Yeah,
when I played Carnegie Hall when I was 16, I actually stayed with Gay Feldman, and I met his ass at a music camp like the year before, and we just stayed in touch. He was like, "Oh man, you in New York?" I was like, "Yeah, I need a place to stay before I'm homeless out here." This shit, them hotels were crazy.
yeah.
Man, that was one of my first lessons dealing with New York prices. I was like 15, like 16. I was like, "Oh shit, man." I was like,
Nah, yeah.
it's it's just a thing. Nashville is a whole vibe. The musicians and the spirit they're definitely Southern. And if you know a Southern vibe, you know there's a certain like
Energy.
people. Yeah, the energy is different. You know, you still got to be
Yeah,
careful. Still got to be careful. People are more
yeah,
friendly, but like the thing about people where people are more friendly, they ain't always friendly. They're just trying to be in your business. And so it's
yeah.
it's a different way to move in the South, definitely. Um, Especially with me being who I am with locks and shit, like being in the South, you gotta you definitely step accordingly and know where you are. You know, what I mean, it's but other than that, the South is definitely it's a place to be. And then on top of that, like you have Nashville right next to NOLA, New Orleans, and then you got Houston. It's a whole route down there. But the musicians are definitely connected. Um, and they're definitely
That's it.
playing, man. I heard some great blues playing. I haven't heard raw blues like that.
In a
Like,
minute.
bro, I mean, like that Nashville guitar sound, bro. I'm like, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's just,
That's fire though that you could go to a different state and receive the different energies that inspire you to like wow, it's like, oh, this person doing this person doing that, and hearing different sounds gives you inspiration to just like make a different sound probably, or just do
right,
like keep doing what you're doing, but like this guy found a way to do this or this. Let
right,
me see if there's a way that I could do this with but my instrument, because
right,
every instrument got their own little tricks.
right.
I dabbled, played the drums only, honestly, in elementary school, and that's like as far as I took it. But yeah, man, I got another good question for you. How does doing events, private parties, affect your creativity? And to add on to that question is basically trying to say is like, does it like affect your career? Doing the events, private parties, does it affect record sales, concerts, bookings, and so on and so forth? That's basically like the effect that I'm talking about. Like,
It's all yeah, it's really all connected. Every gig, I connect every gig to the next gig. Um, so like I've been touring for about 2 years. When you start off touring, it's not necessarily easy if you're in certain situations. Especially if you're breaking out as a new artist, or if you're a sideman. with an artist that's more established. That's different. So I've been on money winning tours and money losing tours. This is just something that's like a part of the business that you either know or you don't. But like
Nah, I
with
get
money
it.
losing tour, I've definitely invested into myself. Putting myself on the road and meeting people, and then the next time I'm on my next tour, it's easier because now I have an audience. I'm building. Every time I'm out, I build. And so I think if you go out with an objective, and same thing with like the private events, the weddings I'm doing. A lot of times that's what pays my bills. Most of what that is what's paying like my bills. It's the private events, the weddings, and what I do, I use what I have over there, and I put it into what I'm trying to do. And it's a whole circle. And on top of that, like at the end of the day, I'm still entertaining. I still have my horn in my hand, even with the private events and the wedding. So I'm grateful. If anything, I'm grateful. Like I'm doing what I want to do. I'm not doing anything that I dread waking up doing. Even like, bro, I still pull up to weddings excited. Like I'm like, okay, we about to go do the wedding. I see who's in the band. I know the set. It's pop music, bro. We gotta shake
Yeah,
some ass and get out of here. That's what we here to do, and it's like all vibes. But then like whatever happens that night, whatever bread is made, I try to grow it. I try to reinvest it into myself, and like I
it's
said,
true.
I'm always trying to build. I'm also looking for like-minded individuals on that same wave. I'm always talking about how the last generation of musicians, they came up, how they came up. They came up collectively. Nobody does anything by themselves, which is one of the one
It's true.
like that's the biggest thing I try to tell anybody. Like, no matter what you want to do, you're not gonna do it by yourself. You're not gonna do it by yourself, like ever. You're
Yeah,
not gonna do shit by yourself.
you
No
know.
matter how much pride you think you have, no matter how good your idea is, your idea is still gonna have to be a reflection of what's around you and who. So it's like you still need a team of collective minds that are on the same page, um, that are willing just to help you. So like I talk about a lot about Kamasi Washington, Robert Glasper's era, especially Robert Glasper, how they all recorded on each other's shit, or just same thing with Kamasi's. Everybody in Kamasi's band recording on each other's shit. I think they came out with at least like over 100 tunes, and they still sitting on that music. Kamasi's still releasing music that he could just release. He's
That's
doing other
crazy.
projects with other people, of course, but it's just like he built that. They built that. All of them built that.
Yeah, they all
So it's
built
like
that.
you have like this whole pyramid of like the whole pyramid of interconnection and creativity. And at that point, like once you have a base for creativity, you don't have to necessarily be so creative, if that makes sense. It's just like a family. Not everybody's gonna do every part. You know what I mean? And that way, you allow yourself to
Word.
hone in and focus in on one thing and do that one thing great. Do that one thing great and add on to whatever you're trying to add on to. But that thing that you add on is great. But everybody has a role in the focus. It's just like a band or the production that goes behind the band, and that's something that's also a big thing. I talk a lot about with all my peers. Like,
Yo,
get a team, and it's more than just getting a band. And it's more than just rehearsing. It's like you need like this, like once again, brother, thank you for like having me here. This is like working on like you have to get on like
nah, yeah,
podcasts,
appreciate
whatever.
it.
You also have to, like then the next step is the radio. It's crazy. But I talk a lot about, music business because like I preach the fact that there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody, and especially coming out
True.
of a competitive atmosphere, such as being like a straight ahead jazz musician, trying to deal with all these players in New York. Motherfuckers in New York, they compete at jam sessions to be broke. You can be the most killing motherfucker at a jam session. It doesn't matter. My thing is
Yeah,
with music, you want to make a living. You want to always have find a way to keep yourself immersed in your art so that way we're able to do it. But the thing is, what I've also noticed is that a lot of stuff, a lot of information is not, necessarily shared. You know what I mean?
nah, it's
Like
true. Yeah,
entrepreneurs are out here just to be out here, and that's cool, but it's also good to know that there's others that are also out here looking to collaborate. You know what I mean? It's worth it. It's so well worth it, man. And I think that's the biggest thing with waking up every day is like just looking forward to the people I'm about to meet and work for and serve. The one thing I always say is that all this art, all the art, is service to the Most High, and she's with me every day. Like God is with me. She's right beside me, and that's my purpose as for being a musician. Always is to deliver a message or whatever. Just like this, like sharing this conversation. It's like in like same thing with you. You act as a vessel for other voices, man, and like that's a huge thing. And like
Nah, yeah,
seriously, I'm looking forward to seeing you grow as well, brother, and seeing where you go. Like seriously,
nah, I
like
appreciate that, bro.
like
I
blessings, man, for real.
Bro, I've been tell you short story. You know, I basically started writing music 14, but I never really went to the studio. Nothing, didn't know nothing. And long story short, 2019 just came out with my album. I Before I even recorded it, mixed and mastered it, I just was at a phase where I just stood in the room basically all day, like if I was locked up and I was just writing, bro. I found these beats and I wrote to them. I paid for them. I bought them. Came out with them. Then I met my partner, and I went to his first show that he promoted. I performed there, and that's when I knew like, yo, I could really do this shit because like I just rocked for half an hour, my whole album. And I performed it like LOX, not like Dipset. No disrespect to like Dipset. I'm just saying, like I really, like Jay Z and everybody, like the greats. I really like spit this shit, my songs. I didn't have the song playing in the background while I was rapping. So if I fuck up, they don't catch it. Like, nah, we didn't do that. But yeah. So I'm really like just grateful for every opportunity that's just coming my way, and I just kept working, bro. And I appreciate you for just trying to see the progress that's gonna happen to me in the future.
Yeah, of
And
course, likewise, man, for real.
so basically I see I had another question that you already answered. I'm going down the line real quick. Do you have your eyes on anything else? Are you working on anything else besides music, basically? Like like maybe clothing or
Yeah.
maybe a business, something like some type of business or something.
I'm working on merchandise for my band. That's still music related, I would say. But
Yeah,
also, I'm if I'm working on anything right now, I'm working on myself. I'm still
yeah, that's the
I'm still
most
wa-
important thing. That's fire. My bad.
my homie Trisha. She came to me and she said, "You're watering yourself." She just looked at me and said, "You're watering yourself." I said, "What do you mean? I can see it. You're watering yourself." I was like, "Well, thank you. I don't know what that means. It sounds good. I hope." But she said I was watering myself. But what I took that is that I am trying to grow myself and just you know like just evolve into what I want to be, and that's taking on like a lot of dealing with like what I'm going through personally, physically, and also mentally and spiritually. But I think that's the biggest thing I'm working on. I'm really into what influences my music actually is what I'm working on. It's the
Yeah,
growth, the spirituality, the information. Also, I'm really big into history.
nah,
Especially
I love history too, bro.
history, man. History is the one thing that, especially for our people, like indigenous people of color all around the world, Asia included. You know, it's there's a lot of information that we need to know about each other. The more you know, and the more you know about just overall humanity, I think that's what brings the softer side to how we deal with things and the overall empathy. You know what I mean? Like how to. That's why you like even with dealing with like whatever we're talking about, whether it's the police or whatever. Like the fucked up shit we hear about in the world is dealt with from a cold angle. it's always cold, it's harsh, and it's usually from a place of miscommunication or a place of misuse of power. And so if you're able to, start to change the culture of how people are thinking and why, like really get down to it, where did all this shit start? Actually, I think you can, instead of you can break down ignorance intellectually. And that's only me saying that, becoming older and getting tired, of seeing certain things done in a certain way all the time. You have to start to move differently, or challenge the status quo of how people are moving. And that also plays into how you move in this instance, developing as an artist. What you pay attention to comes out in your artistry. And in order to have something different, in order to have something extraordinary or original, you have to look in those places where nobody lies. And you also have to, and this is also, with all this being said, it's all personal, it's all spiritual. It's something I also can't really explain. And like certain experiences you can't explain. You can only explain afterwards, when you've already gone through it. If that makes sense.
It makes 100% makes sense. And I just wanted to say, my bad for like when I asked the question and I like dragged on. I just wanted to
No,
apologize for that.
no, you good.
Yo, that's I don't really have a blow on what they call that shit, that thing that be in the parade. I don't got nothing like that right now. But you know what? I'm doing that on purpose though, because we're gonna put this on YouTube. It's gonna go on iTunes, all that. So like, I'm doing this on purpose so I could, in the editing, this is
Right.
where I know we make the noise.
Oh, I got you.
You get what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it's cool. I could take my voice out, all of that. You know what I mean? The part that.
Oh, that's dope. Oh man, that's crazy. You got the effects going.
But let's play the game real quick, and then I got some questions. You know what I mean? It's not over. Let's just keep. We're entertainers. Just keep people entertained, right?
On me.
All right. So we're gonna play. Whose line is it first? Let's just get this.
Oh shit! Oh yeah!
Oh man! All right. So the color.
I'm about the cat. I already know I'm about the cat. I'm about the cat.
I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. I think you're gonna get this one, bro.
I think
you're gonna get this one. I believe you're gonna get this one. You know what I mean? So ready? The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also the faces of the people going by. I see the friends shaking hands.
What a wonderful world!
Yup. You're saying to yourself, "I love you." They really saying, "I love you." And who's the artist though?
Oh, I know. Louis Armstrong sang it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna give you Louis Armstrong. And if he ain't the original composer, that's on my neck. Yo.
Nah, yeah, you're right.
Somebody said by who? Hey, no, hey, don't. Hey, I told you I'm a cat. I already told you I'm a cat.
You got it. You got it right. It was Louis Armstrong.
Hey, if me not knowing the artist makes me less of a musician to y'all, I'm sorry. I am so yo.
You got it right. You got it right.
Hey man,
you got the name of the song correct, and you named the artist. And that was a bonus. You know,
man, because I'm telling you, it's still some tunes I'm out here playing. I don't know the artist to. It's just tunes you just end up learning because you just playing.
I feel you. So
it's crazy.
I got another game for you, and then this is gonna be crazy. Then I hope you know some of these people. Then all right. So it's called Would You Rather. So
okay.
How like basically if these people was alive, would you make a song with them? Basically, which one would you rather make a song with? Basically, or be on the stage and rock the stage with? Basically, All right. So Miles Davis or Stevie Wonder?
Ooh, whoa!
We go. You feel me? We out here, man.
That's
a tough question, bro.
That's tough. That's tough. I'm gonna say, whoo, that's tough. Wait. Oh no, that's tough.
That's tough, bro. Hey.
All right, so you got Miles, right? Whoo. Because the thing is, like, if you work with Miles, you could work with Stevie, and then but if you work with Stevie, depending on, oh man,
I see where you. I understand it. I get your perspective in it already. Honestly,
I'm gonna say Miles.
you're gonna say
I'm
Miles.
gonna say Miles.
I say that's a smart decision. I think if I play jazz and I play the saxophone, because I do like the saxophone and shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like if I had the time, like, you know, because it's like what you said, it's like focus on one thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
there's like I'm already doing one thing, but let's say one day
yeah.
I become successful in this one thing where I
The
have
one
time
thing,
to
man.
like, you know, sit on it. Then yeah,
Yep,
maybe one day I try to just pick up the saxophone, just to
yep.
learn another instrument.
I'm gonna say Miles, man. Cause I'm trying to, like, bro. If I could have had Kenny Garrett's gig, cause Kenny Garrett, man. Ooh, if I could have had that Miles gig, if anybody could have, oh, that's your life, bro. You're locked.
I got another one for you, man. So who would you rather rock on the stage with, Louis Armstrong or Ray Charles?
Oh man, I'm not wearing suspenders. Ray Charles. All respect to Louis Armstrong. I'm not wearing suspenders,
Yeah.
bro. I'm not wearing
To,
suspenders.
to each his own.
I'm a rock with Ray Charles. I'm rocking with Ray Charles for sure.
You feel me? That I just I threw Louis in there just because
If I
his
had the
voice.
option to wear suspenders or not, you got to realize they were
Nah, yeah,
playing music in suspenders back then. If I had the option, that's the only reason. Suspenders.
yeah. I hear you. I just knew,
Suspenders.
his
Not my
voice
nipples.
was
Not today. Bro, go
oh
ahead.
god,
Not today.
oh god. His voice was unique. I never seen like music videos of Louis Armstrong. Or I really just YouTube the song most of the time if I ever wanted to hear the song, and it's just like a picture or something. You know what I mean? So I never
Right.
knew that. So thanks for that information. I only put
Yo,
him
me.
on there because, like I said, his voice is definitely unique. You know how like some people like listening to like a Ja Rule or
Yep.
like the certain artists with that gritty voice is just because of that
Yep.
their voice. That's why I
Yep.
put him on there, honestly. And I
Yep.
got another one. Nia Simone or Billie Holiday. Which one would you rather rock on the stage with? I'm just. I threw Billie Holiday on there because I really look like that's one
That's
jazz.
tough.
That's one jazz person that honestly that I really before like even we knew we were gonna interview you. Like I'm talking about like in general, like as a music, I actually listen to like her music and I watched the movie that she was in. So that's why I kind of threw her in there
Yep.
because her movement alone was just powerful,
It
and I
was.
respect I respect it.
Both of them. Both
Now
of
yeah,
them. Like,
both of them. Yeah,
it's,
I need
oh
to.
man. Oh man.
So
I
peace,
want to play the
everybody.
Gemini card and be at two places at once.
I feel you, man.
Man, I'm a, whew. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Billy. I'm gonna go with Billy.
You gonna go with Billy?
I'm gonna go with Billy. Yeah,
You gonna
yeah.
go with Billy?
I'm gonna go with Billy. These are hard though, man.
Nah, I know. These are hard questions. You know
Oh,
what I
these
mean?
are so tough.
And that's it. The game is over. We're gonna get back to your interview questions. But I'm glad
Like,
that.
cause how could you really choose? Like, oh
Yeah,
man,
I know. That was the whole point. Is like, how can you really choose? But it is just fun to imagine. Like Ted and I think that that old school movie with Keanu Reeves. They get in the
yep,
telephone booth, and
mm-hmm,
explore history. So
yep.
it's good to have your mind wander, bro, because that's why we get inspired to do what we
Man,
do,
these questions
anyways.
be making you want like a time machine. Let me go here and see how much she paying. Then let me go here and see how much she paying, and I'll decide based off that.
Yo, so these
Crazy.
questions is gonna get good money right now. So you mentioned basically, tell the people, you got any new music coming out soon. Let the people know what you have out already, basically. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. So what I'm working on now, I'm working on 3 singles and also an album release for top of next year, January, February. Um, in the meantime, though, I'll be releasing a lot more content on social media. That my Instagram that links to my TikTok and my YouTube, and also my Facebook. Check me out on Instagram at Craig Jackson 99. Please go out and follow. Um, and I'm just I'm going through the process of fundraising for the project. Trying to do things like as correct as I can, man. It's been a whole process. Just thinking about how I want to do all this shit has been like a long process. Cause like even after you think about something, you get 5 steps ahead. There's something you're like, oh, let me go 10 steps back real quick, readjust. And it's just like I'll be going public with the fundraising and
That's
everything
fire,
else.
bro.
Also, if anybody is looking to take lessons, I'll also be teaching lessons starting next month, um, early to mid next month. I'll definitely be doing online and in person lessons. In person, if you're in like the Boston area, or if I'm ever in New York and you can catch me, we can definitely link up. Um, but yeah, it's been a whole process trying to get everything ready. I'm excited. Um, um, the team is excited. I have a pretty good team that I'm working with. I've been working with for the last year, as far as having um, like videographers, photographers, and engineers, all that. Just building and trying to build, but also trying to find those homies that just want to be there with me on top of the growing process. You know what I mean? So it's been a whole ride, and things are getting better. Every month seems to get a little better, and we'll see where it goes. But definitely be on the lookout in the next few months on. I'll definitely be promoting the shit
Yo,
out of everything. So just stay close, stay tuned, and then yeah, hopefully see y'all at a show. My next
yeah,
Boston
most
show
definitely.
is to be announced. TBA. It will be to be announced very soon. In the meantime, though, I will be in Hartford, Connecticut on the 19th.
Yo, on the
Actually,
19th.
yeah, yeah, and actually, I will be at the Baron coming up very soon, and also Dewey's in Springfield, Massachusetts. I'll those are 3 dates. I know if you hit the link, the solo link in my bio, there's some updates on the dates there. Shout out to my manager and assistant, Michelle Morris. Um, yeah, I think some things got updated, so I'll be around back out with the crew very soon. Very soon.
Yeah. Um, what is your process to making music or just playing the saxophone in general, like when you like by yourself or you know, what's your process?
Man, when I'm
I'm
making
just
music,
saying, yeah, I get
when I,
like like yeah, like what's the process when you basically when you're making music, like you don't have to like like what's your process to I guess get there to like all right, we're gonna make this music. You know what I mean? I guess your
when
mindset.
when I'm writing, I go a few different routes. It depends on what I'm writing, what genre I'm about to write for, if I'm working with a doll or not. Um, and then I start from there. There's a whole bunch of ways I approach it. I can approach. I usually approach it with whatever comes to mind first, and usually I'll base it off an idea and just grow from there. And then outside of the writing process, going into like the practicing. Um, I practice scales a lot. I practice scales a lot, and I practice slowly a lot, and I focus on tone mostly. That's really my biggest thing with my voice and curating a voice in general is just the tone. Is you have like I focus on tapers, If you know if you know familiar with what that is, like the start and the ending of a note, how to fade
Yeah,
into a note and how to fade out, just controlling how you're managing the air. Also with um what I gravitate towards. Like I try to emulate what I gravitate towards, and I'm very picky. I like to be very picky with what I'm transcribing. Also, I
yeah,
try to focus on like what I'm playing naturally. As far as like my mannerisms, I call them mannerisms. Everybody has mannerisms as a person. You know, like even how I am. You see how I am. You know, like my manner. I use my hands when I talk, or you might see me play with my hair. Like I just do this randomly while I talk to people because like it's just there. That's a mannerism. So anything that I'm doing as a player, I'm like, okay, what do I do? And mannerisms are usually the things that just naturally feel good to your spirit being you. And so
yeah,
I think that's also one thing with all the music academia. That's a part of the shit that you can't teach, and that's a part of the street. That'll always be there. This is a street form. It's a people form. People are not schools. People are people. People are earth. You want a lesson? Go stand next to a tree. Then just go shed. Like, and I'll put myself in those scenarios where I like to go to parks and just shed to scenery. But also, like I said, just what I'm feeling spiritually, with whatever I like, whatever's up here or whatever I'm imagining. I'm still studying other voices, but I don't overstudy. I don't like to overstudy. Like jazz musicians have this thing they call transcribing, and it's all about like emulating the next cat, trying to get into their language. But I think there's a boundary with that shit because you can start to sound too much like somebody, and you can start to have too much of their tone, and you don't focus on yourself, and you become a copy. You don't want to do that either.
I feel you. I understand what you're saying.
So it's like it's definitely like a form like practicing. There's a breaking free aspect that I try to always keep myself immersed in, and just like I wouldn't even call it like a focused mindset because like I also try not to focus. I don't like to think when I play. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say, bro. When I saw that video on YouTube, I could tell you wasn't thinking, bro. It really, that's what I liked about that movie because I know they really hit it for the jazz. Like people who really love jazz and watch that movie. That movie dead hit because it's like when,
Yep.
especially the tryout moment, because that's the only part I'm gonna talk about because it's like, yo, that's what you do. You gotta, if you don't sit there and sit in that moment and just lose yourself in that moment with your instrument and know your instrument, it's like it's a different type of feeling, bro. It's like natural. It's like a person who ever writes with if people who write with a pen and a
Yeah.
book and they don't make no mistakes. They just like they hear a beat or something or no beat or whatever. It just comes to them. The people that it just comes to them and they start writing, it's the same thing.
Yep.
So y'all could kind of understand that feeling if y'all do not play your instrument and y'all watching this.
Um,
You know what I mean? And
um,
you're right. It's that same kind of feeling. And also, bro, I just want to tell you, everybody definitely wants to know because I know I want to know who's the seventh son. I know you and I know it's your band and everything. I know, but the people want to know basically who's the seventh son. Explain to them, who that is. Who's
um,
rocking on everything.
um, so I'm the seventh son. Seventh son is a philosophy. It's a personal philosophy that um has is dealing with my studies the past couple of years, dealing with the world. I pay a lot of attention to like science, politics, being people. So um the number seven in numerology, its significance is to represent completion. The number seven represents completion. Every number has a meaning. And so on top of that, dealing with the signs, my birthday is June 7th. I'm a Gemini. And so like there's also like the dual aspect of my personality. I can be very serious, I can be very playful. And it's like and it can there's a balance. I'm still learning about myself, which is also why like I said, like just taking time to getting to know myself with how I'm like molding myself, dealing with people, where I'm going here and there. But the number 7, the Gemini complex, and also just just finding balance. Even my logo is a panda. Panda is my spirit animal. The colors are black and white, and the balance of dark and light, and not necessarily black representing dark or white representing light either. They're intermixed. And so you also have the panda, and the panda is a aggressive bear, but it's not that aggressive. It doesn't. It's also, the pandas are actually vegetarian or vegan, and so it's also like the softer side of the bear, while also knowing that it's still a bear. So there's a softer and the more rigid. It's that balance. And you also have, if you look closely on my logo, I'm very I'm really into spirituality. There's nothing we can't talk about. I definitely believe all world religions, all world people are connected. And if you study logically, and you study with an open mind and heart, and you just read and you actually study, you see that we are all talking about a lot of the same things in different time periods. And that's also why I'm into history. You go to South America with the Latinos, you have the Olmecs, you have the Arawak Indians, the Caribbeans. And you go into Haiti, you go to North America. And this is, a lot of this is before, Christianity came to this side of the world necessarily. There's a lot of spiritualities that are still out there that, if you understand connection, you understand completion. And that's what I'm trying to get to, not only as an artist, but as a person. When people come to me, like, that's my message to people, because I tend to focus on the ignorance of the world, but I want to have a place of resolution that's subtle, to where people are changing what they're doing up here. Because your heart and mind is definitely connected. What you're thinking is what you're feeling. What you're feeling is what you're thinking, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So
So I wanted to ask you, man, how do you get your band together? You know what I mean? How did that go about? Like, the people that you
faith.
play with and you trust, you know what I mean? Because
Any
honestly,
band.
it's not
Go
easy.
ahead.
I definitely know that wasn't easy. Basically, how you got them together.
Having a band is a mix of people believing in you. First of all, everybody that plays with me, anybody that plays with anybody, you have to see, or you have to believe in what they're trying to do. Any artist trying to collab with anybody, you have to believe in what they're trying to do. So first of all, thank you to everybody who has ever played with me. Like seriously, I always say thank you after a gig. I'm always grateful. Like, no matter how the gig goes or whatever, usually the gig is good. But like, I'm just always grateful. I never take that for granted. Never take those big moments that may become small moments because they're so often. Now,
That's true.
still don't take them for granted. Like,
Yeah.
it's never be too comfortable. You know what I mean? And it's it starts there with just getting people that want to follow you, and also want to also lead, because I'm finding leaders with the people. I try to call other people that I know can lead. If like one of my homies, like Chris Napo, he's like one of my, he's my first calls on drums. He'll tell you that, like, a lot of times, like, I don't really lead. I don't really like have to do too much with the band, because I'm calling other musicians that are leaders. So it makes everything easy, because they already know what to do. They know the music, and if they don't know the music, they know what to do to figure it out. So there's no teaching element. There's not much that there needs to be done, and that's what makes it fluid. It makes it a very smooth experience. And on top of that, like I said, executing what needs to be done with the intention of getting it done, and not only working with musicians, but like I said, working with homies. Like, these are also friends. That's a big thing. Like, the relationship, the and that's also like your business. Like, every business is a relationship. Every business is a relationship, but your relationship is depending on you know, how you and that other person are, how strong it is, and what the understanding is. Like, you know,
Nah, yeah. What's your favorite jazz artist of all time?
ooh, I'm gonna have to still give it up to John Coltrane. I ain't gonna cap, and not because of his playing. It's only because of like what he's given me. I started my spiritual journey dealing with John Coltrane. John Coltrane was if you know his history, he was a Black Baptist. Uh, his father was a preacher, and there's actually a whole church in California dedicated to him, Church of Coltrane. But he was he's a Baptist, and he went into Hinduism, and you know, from his music and understanding where he was, he focused a lot on spirituality and science, and that's really all there is in just how we are all the same but represented differently. Just yeah, just all yeah. John Coltrane is
Yeah,
a master. It's just he's so much more than the music he made, and I think that's also why people call him a saint, a prophet, etc. He's definitely a prophet coming from the music world because he came with a direct message, and that message is understood on my end, and that's also what I want Seventh Son to represent. It's just it's more than just being an artist, and you already know it's something deeper. It's like a direct
yeah.
expression, but when you understand that expression behind the purpose and meaning, and you start to mold that purpose and meaning, it can become that much more powerful. But not only powerful, but also more understood because you understand it more too.
That's
But
fire,
Coltrane,
bro.
man, Coltrane, bro, Coltrane is significant to me, very significant. You have
That's,
Love Supreme, Equinox. You have to understand what the equinox is. Like he's teaching, bro. Like even like Charlie Parker, like anthropology, ornithology. What do those words mean? Like confirmation. You know what I mean? Like even though confirmation is, you know, but like there's lessons in all this. You know, it's like how you think. And all respect to like even you know like the hip hop genre, but like that's also like what being a jazz musician. That's what I appreciate is the thinking. There's a you have to think in order just to play the music. Period. Jazz is one of the hardest genres out here, like because you're making music out of thin air with complex harmony. Now the title, you have titles just by themselves telling you, hey, this is what this is, but what is it? You can't like even when I was with Rob Peterson, you can't just play music and just play it. What is the art of war? There's a tune he has called the Art of War, and Art
yeah,
Blakey um you know, also covered it, and it was no, it's Rob's tune, but we had covered it in big band. I remember sitting in the front. I'm like, okay, we about to play Art of War. He stops the whole class. He's like, what is Art of War? And I raised my hand and I put it back down because I really didn't know. I was just excited to be there. But he went on to explain. He went on to explain that the art of war, the whole concept. It's not only a book; it's a philosophy. I was like, okay.
yeah,
Still to this day, I have not read that book, and the day that I do, I'll probably play the tune better. And I'm not saying that to,
yeah.
you know, like, oh, congratulations, you played yourself. No, I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that because of that. You know what I mean? It's like, you
But
know what I mean? But I'm
congratulations, you
like,
played yourself.
but I'm just saying, like, you know, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I might actually like, you know, understand the music better. You know, once you know, like I had that study, but like you have J. Cole, you got Kendrick Lamar, and these are just like I'm gonna go hip hop for a minute because like these are I'm gonna name the artists that are
Bro,
really just,
I got a question that leads on, so we good. So,
oh come on,
you
bro, bring
know,
it, bring it.
bring it. You feel me? So I've been asking about jazz. I could see you like hip hop. So basically, you know, what's your top five rappers, dead or
Woo!
alive? Dead or
Man,
alive? You feel
dead or
me?
alive. All right.
Dead or
So
alive?
I got NWA, that whole group, first of all.
For number five? No, I'm playing.
In the
I'm just. It doesn't matter what order. It don't matter the order.
all
I'm
right,
playing
all right, but
around with you. I'm playing
Kendrick
around
Lamar.
with you.
Kendrick Lamar.
Uh,
J. Cole. You got J. Cole.
J. Cole. So we
Um
got, hold on, slow down for me. We got NWA, Kendrick
Kendrick,
Lamar, J.
J.
Cole,
Cole.
We got 2 more.
Bro, no cap. I'm gonna give you. Does Nelly count?
Bro, that's up to you. This is you got
Nelly.
your, yeah, bro. That's your
I'm
top
I'm a, I'm a,
five.
I'm gonna throw Nelly in there. I'm a 2000s head. Yeah, I'm a 90s 2000s. Yeah.
What can I ask what song just made you like think about that? Like
It was not anyone in particular actually.
it's just him,
It was
right? His energy,
matter of
right?
fact, there's a whole album and it's slipping my mind, bro. I gotta look it up.
It's cool, bro.
And then I'm gonna give you this fifth one. First of all, Nelly, bro. My dad put me on to Nelly, bro. My dad, he's in his 60s now. I'm like, bro, but he put me on to Nelly, bro. But
that's real.
I'm gonna say for my fifth one, Common.
Ooh.
Common. Yeah. Common, especially with what he's doing with Robert Glasper. Robert Glasper's writing those lyrics too. But man, Common's voice and his phrasing, I'm like, bro, it's crazy. Crazy.
He really
bro.
back too.
Man.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Nelly's energy is dope, bro. That shit's fire, bro. Your top
Hell
5
yeah, man.
is a strong top 5. I'm pretty sure they'll kill it in a versus battle. Your top 5 against another top 5. You feel me?
Bro.
They'll definitely do their thing.
Man, that'd be crazy.
If you was president, what changes will you make? You heard?
Oh shit.
If you was President Craig, what changes would you make?
If I was president?
Yeah,
man. I can't answer that. No, I'm playing.
No, I'm playing. Like, you know, you don't have to go like mad and like you're running for like a campaign.
I would say this, okay, something basic. Free education, nigga. Why does it cost so much to be smart? Bro, it's cheaper to be a dumbass. And it's like, look, I think of it like this. This country, and you want to change the society and all that shit, you got to change how they thinking, right? You get what you pay for. If you ain't paying for common sense, you ain't gonna get common sense. And if common sense is too expensive, niggas ain't about to buy that shit. Motherfuckers got to get free education. We need to know about each other, okay? I would say, look, I would make ignorance expensive. If you don't go to school, if you don't learn shit, actually, I would probably, you got to do some type of schooling every year. You know, I don't know, some shit. Read a book. I don't know. Put more book commercials up, nigga. I don't know, like
more educational stuff, basically.
Yeah, education, bro. Like, put more commercials up for crayons. Niggas need to draw more. I don't know, like shit.
I mean, listen, everybody. I mean, when we was all kids, we all had imagination, or like, you know,
like more artistic shit.
That's why I asked you that question.
Nah, actually, more funding for the arts. Funding for the fucking arts, bro. Funding. Everybody gets a fucking grant. Are you serious?
Everybody gets grants.
Nah. Free food. Food stamps? Man, go down the street, bro. Go get some food. Why are we paying for that shit? Pay farmers more. The farmers should be millionaires. Farmers should be loaded. How you gonna bite the hand that feeds you and not pay him like that? That's crazy. That shit.
Yo, this is the time, man. If you can change something in your community, though, what would it be? You feel me? What do you see going on in your community? You feel me? Because every you know, like I know you on tour right now, but you know, I know you got your main community. You don't have to put it on Broadway, but where you lay your head at. You know what I mean?
I don't have. There's no main community. Actually, I've been going around this country, in and out of these cities. It's the same story. We're the same people. And no matter where you go, you could be from Compton, you could be from Chicago, you could be from Dayton, you could be from New York, Boston, Dorchester, Mattapan. It don't matter. Our story is the same. And so in my community, we definitely need to refocus some things. And we have to start with really gotta start with ourselves. And that's very hard. That's harder done than said. That's harder done than said. That's just facts. but we
Nah,
have to clean
yeah,
up ourselves with how we're. Black people got money. We have to learn how to use it better. I ain't even gonna cap.
that's true.
Our
Nah,
communities are very rich. We have to use our money better. And like even with man, I got not man. We all got homies that's trapping and all that shit. But we need we need to look out for each other. If you there's money there.
nah,
Remember
yeah,
who the
bro.
original gangsters were and what they did.
So true,
I'm
bro.
just
Yo,
I'm just saying, man. Black people are rich, man. This is how we're using our money. We weren't taught how to use the money.
yeah,
And I'm
that's
gonna be very blunt, especially coming out of our situation with
what I'm
where we
saying.
were, man.
So that's why I was saying, yeah. When I asked you what you wanted to be president, basically, yeah, man, I could tell you really like higher education. You would want them to teach, in public schools, financial literacy and what to do with money, not like how to like just spend your money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then it just buckles down to the matrix. I'm
And on
gonna
top of
leave
that,
it
I
at
would mix the school systems more. Like you
that
got
fact.
all these, like you have, like, and that's hard. That's hard too because that still goes into like a much deeper scenario because
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I
you got
said. That's why I
suburban
was
and you
gonna
got the
just
hood.
leave it. I was gonna leave it at that because we can
You
only,
know what I mean?
you know,
It'll spiral real quick,
it's a
man.
fun, yeah. But if you had a superpower, what would it be? You feel me? I think that's just a fun question. Hey, listen,
Bruh,
that's just a fun question. Hey, it don't have to do with music. It's just a fun question.
a
We are human.
superpower.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's like
I'll
we
be
just
the
asking like
avatar.
questions.
I'll
Avatar,
be the
so come
avatar.
on. That's fire, bro.
Then
That's
the element.
fire. All the elements, not one element. If y'all
All
don't
of
know
them.
who the Avatar is, he was a Nickelodeon character. Um, he could air bend, fire bend,
Fireman.
water bend, and eventually he learned how to earth bend. And that's about it, right? Those are the four elements that he learned, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I
Yep.
just want to refresh y'all memory. If y'all watched the show, if y'all never did it, check it out. It's actually a good show. And also make sure y'all definitely check out Craig Jackson. Go to his page. Make sure y'all follow him. Make sure
No.
y'all click that link on his bio. Watch some of his videos. Watch what I was talking about. See the greatness that I was talking about. And like he said, he got
Thank you.
more coming. Again, it's been great,
Thank you,
bro. I appreciate
bro.
you for
Man, thanks for
just
having me,
coming
brother,
through,
for real.
bro. And not
Seriously.
dead serious. I appreciate you for coming through. This is exactly what the show is name is like. Tales of Two Hoods, man. We're like, and it's funny because it's like you're in your side, I'm on my side, two different hoods, but it's like
Yep.
one world. You know what I mean? It's one world. And I want to say, I appreciate what you do. You know what I mean? And keep doing what you do. You know what I mean?
Yo, thank you so much. Same. Same.
Yeah,
Likewise. Thanks for having
most
me,
deaf,
bro.
bro. And
Yeah,
you
this is
could,
the first of many, man, for real.
yeah,
First of
definitely
many.
have you back. Not a problem, bro. I definitely
You
want to
know.
see, updates, see what you're working on. You know what I mean? The stories of who you met, your travels. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's just an experience that is like it's like those people that be like, dang, like you like they old and you feel like they never like really like lived their life. They just lived life, and it's like
Yeah.
you're living life, like you're like open road, and you're like just on the road, and that's fire, bro. That's
Yo,
like
thank you,
shit
bro.
that
It's a
that shit
blessing.
that's like shit that people see on TV every day. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they can't be on the road all day, but they
Yeah.
watching whatever show that has a road, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
continuation. They watching that
Right.
all day. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and that's what you are, bro. You the show, bro. So
Yo,
keep
thank you, bro.
keep doing what you do, bro.
Thank you, man. Seriously, thanks for having me. Like I said, bro, like first of many, bro. I definitely we gotta chat it up. Even off this interview, I'm gonna hit you up for real.
Nah, yeah,
Yeah, bro.
most definitely,
I'm gonna link
bro.
you when I'm in the city.
Yeah, most def, bro. We could definitely
On
do
me.
that, bro. That
On
sounds that
me.
sounds like a plan,
Yes, sir.
bro.
Yes, sir.
Yo, like I said, man, it's been an honor, bro. You taught me some things today, and I appreciate the energy, bro. It was all love, man.
Likewise, man. Yo, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, man. Have a great day, bro. Keep doing your
You
thing, your
too.
tour, man.
Yo, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Phew. Yo, blessings.
Blessings, bro. If you want to get out the live, yeah, you can just
I
go
got you.
ahead. Nah.
Yeah.
I didn't, you know. Yo, today's been a wonderful day. I'm like so grateful. Craig Jackson was a wonderful person to like interview. It was dope. It was complex. Um, he had a great experiences. Just traveling the world. He's traveling right now. He's on tour, and I just want to thank him again. For just coming through. And yeah, bro, he put me on to some things, and it was just fun watching, his reaction while we were playing the games and the questions that I had, and the knowledge that he had was dope, and can't wait to see uh what he does with his music and his career, and make sure y'all tune in to the Tales of Two Hoods, the same time, Monday, 10 o'clock live. And again, I just want to apologize for the technical difficulties that happened earlier. I am only human, but we are consistent, and that's the name of the game. God bless everybody. And again, make sure you go follow Craig Jackson, go follow his journey, go see what he's doing. And also, please, y'all, go follow the Tales of Two Hoods page. That's our page for the podcast. We're gonna definitely be posting more content on there, and also go check us out on Spotify and Apple. All the podcast platforms. We're basically on all the podcast platforms. So go check that out. And we're gonna get these new episodes that y'all see here. We're gonna edit them. And yeah, we're gonna get them out there. They're gonna be on all platforms. I appreciate it. You already know that today's episode was sponsored by Urban Prophet and Neo Rome Clothing Line and J Morrow. And me, I apologize you if I lost my words. I'm definitely smacked. And I had a long night. I'm pretty sure everybody had a long night. And everybody who came through today to watch this video early in the morning, I appreciate it because you took the time out of your day and you came through the vibe with not only Tales of Two Hoods, but you came to pay homage to the artists that we had. And Craig Jackson, it was an honor, bro. And yeah, man, God bless everybody. I see you the same time on Sunday. You heard? God bless. Y'all stay up. Y'all know the vibes.
Don't know what God is gonna do, but it rolls.